So the Hulk Christian is God-given, the brand. And I actually did pray when I was looking for the brand name of what I wanted to go with. And because I'm a believer, and many people, mainly believers and
Yep.
others, they have preconceived notions of how you should act, how you should dress, and how you should be. And I wanted to show people different. I wanted to be
Okay.
different, not perfection.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show them different. And that's how the Halt Christian. So halt means fashionably elegant, elevated. That's what halt means.
Okay.
And of course Christian, because I'm a believer. So you put that together, fashionably elegant, elevated. And so I definitely, God is a God of elevation. And so as a believer,
Yeah.
and so you put all that together.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from. So lifestyle, you eat, you drink, entertainment, so all of that. So I started out with fashion and beauty, so that put a cap on what I did. So I opened it up. And once I did that, it opened me up to work with a lot of brands. And then,
Excellent.
of course, now a lot of people know I work with athletes also.
Yep.
And so that helped me. And so, of course, a lot of people, and it's a conversation starter. So people say, what is Halt? What's the
Yeah.
Halt Christian? And that does that. And it's not judgment. And so there's a lot of, when I say religion, so I believe that you can be more, you can wear more, you can do more and still be a believer.
Absolutely. You got to be free.
Yes.
Hey, listen, the main thing is just be Christian, right?
Yes.
And the most authentic expression, I tell people, I said, like, you gotta live in the most authentic expression. No one can live more of God than they know.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
I try to put a lot of Christians at ease. I mean, like, I think everybody who actually does believe is living what they know. Now, if they want to know more or be better, or I think those opportunities still exist because that's the growth and the pursuit, and that's great. So then you bring in the freedom and the expression of elevation, fashion, and like I said, every generation I think is learning from the previous generation. We all got what was handed down. And I think I'll tell people as a father, well, you're trying to just improve on what you just had. So I think there's a lot of that within our faith community as well. So you walking in that freedom. All right, like let's get into this. So I see that pretty well now. Now we got that button up, okay? Because that shows very well through your page. How like, okay, so most people want to get into a space, and this influencer world is massive, obviously, and there's a lot of opportunity for anyone. How was it difficult for you to, like, when it comes to, like, okay, wanting to get to the space of working with brands, companies, like, is it just, hey man, pitching yourself? Like, was it difficult to get to the space where it was clear, where it was easy to find your ideal partner? And what would you say? Because I think everybody would like to find that space where it's like, okay, like what I'm doing is valuable to someone else. So what did you say? What would you say is key to that process, and as you were evolving your brand?
What I think is key is working on your craft. So you cannot just throw any type of product. And so one thing I believe in is working in your craft. Okay. I'm an overachiever. So when I grew up, when I grew up, I actually grew up thinking that overachiever was a bad word. And I actually looked up that definition one day, and overachiever is simply a person that goes above and beyond. So you have to work on perfecting your craft. So that's perfecting your content,
Excellent.
The video content, and that's something you have to do: editing, taking pictures. So what a brand looks for, they look for clean, crisp pictures, videos. And so that's something I did. I purchased a very expensive Canon. I began to build connections, and I began to leverage different photographers, videographers, teams. Now these people are my friends, my family. They began to see the value in me. We began to see the value in each other.
Nice.
So I have teams that I work with. And so you have to work with different people, and that's what I began to do. And as I did that, then brands began to see the value in me.
Nice.
And so that's what you have to do, and it's work, engaging. You have to engage, and you have to, this one thing, you have to seek critiques. Ooh. And I began to invest my time.
Yes.
And I would stay up, and to 2:00 in the morning, I enrolled engagement groups, and I got a mentor. Her name is Kate Cole. She's actually, I was in Texas, and she was in PA, and I was on the live, and I asked her for a critique, and she critiqued my page. And from there, I took off. I did a lot of research. Thank you, grad school. Mm-hmm. and research how to continue to perfect my craft. And that's something I do daily. I'm constantly changing out, perfecting what I do. So perfecting your craft is a must. That never stops. So whatever you do, and that's a big thing that will help you with brands. And I still pitch to brands. I have a team, Rodney Smith, the Ascendancy Group. I have to get my manager to help me, and that's something that I do now. So getting a team, researching, perfecting, that's how you elevate, and that's how you work with the best brands.
That is excellent. That's so much game right there, because I feel like, with the opportunities that exist, people, they don't, like when you feel like you're doing something good and nothing's happening, people, they just quit without understanding that there's a real process. You use some key words like invest, collaborate, time. I mean, don't let me throw out the 2 a.m, so that means sacrifice.
Yes.
Right. And I think it's just imperative, not just in the influencer space, but I feel like if you're going to be excellent at anything, it's the perfecting of your craft, as you just said.